Welcome everybody to another surprise live stream. Gotta bear with me too. I had a tooth removed today, so I might have a little bit of a lisp going on. Episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. Kind of hard. Dang it! I forgot Karmelo was up there. Oh, Karmelo wasn't even supposed to be up yet, man. How did I not notice that? But I had a front tooth removed today. Can't really tell. But because I have a fake one in there at the moment. I had a bone graft and everything. So I'm soldiering for y'all today. Either way, Karmelo Anthony, as you know, I've done 2 videos, I believe, on this individual. I'm going to break down a little bit on the situation and why he was convicted here in 1 second. But some details. Let me get to the first blood first, of course. Cask cream? I got to be careful what I say. Some of these words are misleading. First blood. Welcome, my friend. Let's shrink up Karmelo. He's taking a little too much space. And you know what? I kind of want to flip him around so that he's looking at me when I'm speaking. I don't know why. What's up, Karmelo? You're probably going to be going to prison, man. The sentence ain't here yet, but if I were to guess, you know, if I'm in the holding tank talking over Karmelo, right, damn, man, you might get smoked today, bro. You know, you could get a 20 clip. Okay? The key here is, Karmelo, to hope for the best, but expect the worst, all right, man? I know I haven't known you for too long, but for a few hours, but 20 years ain't the end of the road. It's not. Am I looking the right way? 20 years is not the end of the road. Oh, that would have been bad if the picture was over here. That would have been real bad. But look, my prediction, I don't think he's going to get 20 clip. Actually, he could get a 20 clip right there. That's my prediction. 20 years. Some say it's too kind, but no criminal record. You know, he might have been trying to take a different. And keep in mind, like I said, I had a tooth removed today. And this little flipper thing, I'm getting used to it right now with y'all. But let me read some details. It says, a Collin County jury found Karmelo Anthony guilty of first-degree murder for the fatal stabbing of a 17-year-old student athlete, Austin Metcalf. Pretty crazy, too. Happened, like, right there in the track area, man. It's wild. You know, for something like that to happen at a school, tragedy. But the conviction stems from an April 2nd, 2025 incident during a district-wide high school track meet in Frisco, Texas, according to eyewitness testimony and police reports. The dispute was Anthony, a student at a rival high school, sat under a team tent belonging to Metcalf's school during a rainy morning. Things escalated, and y'all already know the rest of the details, but why the jury rejected self-defense. Anthony's defense attorneys argued that he acted out of a split second of fear. And look, this is going to bring up a good point, because, you know, I went to prison for stabbing someone that I thought I was stabbing because of self-defense. I didn't know the guy. You know, and every state's a little different. Virginia's tough on violence and weaponry and stuff like that. So, just listen up, man. It's very tricky with these kind of cases. You think it's self-defense, but it's not usually self-defense, you know? And once again, I apologize if I have a little bit of a lisp, getting used to this fake tooth. But let me sip some caffeine. Might help me up a little bit. Never bring a knife to a fist fight. I mean, it depends. If you got like 7 people surrounding you, 3 or 7, and you think they're going to kill you, you know, that's a different story. But, you know, it's all kinds of hypotheticals you can throw into this situation, right? It doesn't matter. I'll tell you right now, the key that I knew right from the very beginning, and I knew from my situation alone, he could have ran. He could have left. He could have ran away at the sign of violence. Was there anything really barricading from really fleeing? You know, and that in itself, not to mention the amount of force that was kind of brought into the equation, didn't really balance out for a stab to the chest. You know, so I knew from the beginning he was going to be found guilty. I even had someone on that some time in Texas, years in Texas, like 8 years, I believe, maybe more. He came on, you know, the thing here is he can be all right in prison. That's what we were speaking about in the interview. If you want to run it back, we already knew he was going to be found guilty. I knew he was going to get smoked. If he doesn't get no time, no prison time, I'll be completely shocked. Completely shocked. But 20 years is my guess. I don't know if they're probably doing sentencing right now. I'll probably do an update video tomorrow in regular upload, but hit that subscribe button if you're new. Don't want you missing that one's probably going to be good to upload one. Yeah, dude is going to be going to a violent prison if he gets sent to a prison, right? And I think even there, you got to understand, you know how many people are in prison for stabbing someone because of a squabble, a disagreement? You know how many people are stabbing people on a regular basis in prison? Stabbing's like a normality. You know, some people actually wear their stabbings as like a badge of honor in a way, you know? Especially those $150 artists out in New York. They take pride in their $150s. They're like, yeah, that guy's face, his face, his face, his face. That was me, man. That was me. That was me. Come here. Look. Look. Yeah, now you too. You know? It's stabbing, man. It might be because of white, black people might think like that, but he's going to go to prison. And the only thing that would hurt him in this situation, let's say if he was the average Joe, man, he'd be fine in prison. The only thing that, you know, could hurt him in prison, maybe, you know, he does look a little frail, but he's going to be picked up by, you know, whoever. And his popularity is really going to hurt him, man. You know, you don't want to be popular in prison by any means at any given time. The only kind, even if you're like a shot caller type of popular or just within the prison, I don't even want that kind of popularity, because chances are someone's got something on and trying to get over on you, right? You want to lay out the way, man. You don't want no one to even notice you. And that's going to be impossible for old Karmelo. It was kind of hard for me to say old Karmelo with this tooth, but I think dude's going to be just dandy if he goes to prison, honestly. But besides anything that you might hear, but that's just my 2 cents. And I think he's going to get a 20 clip, maybe suspended 5, probably do 15. I don't know. He could get life. 20 to life. But let's get back into this really quick, and then I'll get to y'all's comments. It says, why the jury's rejected self-defense. Anthony's defense, and I haven't read this yet. Anthony's defense attorneys argued that he acted out of a split second of fear and was protecting himself after Metcalf initiated physical contact. However, the jury rejected this claim and returned a guilty verdict after less than 3 hours of deliberating due to several key factors. 1, prosecutors from Collin County District Attorney's Office successfully argued that Anthony provoked the physical encounter and that meeting a non-lethal shove with deadly force was completely disproportionate. I just said that to y'all. Look, you think self-defense, someone just taps you, man. Self-defense, you just gut him up. Think again, man. Like, he better be strangling you or something, man. Like, you're about to faint, you know, pass out type stuff, or he's got a gun, or he's got a weapon. And that's just, hypothetically, I'm not no attorney. I'm just saying, man, it has to be level, man. You about to get in a beat up, you know. Some states might allow it, you know, and that's another thing. Some states, some places, man, in some cases, I'm not saying this one, These dudes that went to prison would never went to prison, or vice versa. So you got to, it's a game. It's a dicey game, man. I'm here to tell you. That's why you just got to avoid physical violence altogether, unless you're around a bunch of witnesses and cameras and it's severely, life or death situation, man. Keep your damn hands to yourself otherwise, And if someone tries to lay hands on you at first, you might look and sound like a sucker, but I promise you, he'd still be free right now if he just ran and walked away. Ran away, whatever. Might look like a sucker, but it doesn't matter. You be free. And that's the problem with a lot of youth these days. They have too much pride, just like I did when I was young. I wasn't backing down from shit, man. I was ready to go to prison. I said my gangster repertoire wouldn't be done until I went to prison. That's how messed up my mind was. So I'm not saying Karmelo was like that. I'm just saying the youth, man, and I ain't even got my chair, man. The youth needs to hear, man, it's okay to walk the hell away, man, and look like a chump. Live to fight another day, man. All these sayings are for a reason. Know when to hold them and when to fold them. These are true sayings, probably written by some gangster-ass cowboys. I don't know, but listen to it, man. Walk away and avoid from these situations. But back to this. Failure to retreat. Here we go. Rolls into exactly what I was saying. Under Texas law, deadly force must be immediately necessary. Prosecutors emphasize that Anthony could have easily walked away from the tent. Like I said, I couldn't remember the details of what was blocking him. We got into that in the first episode, but I only covered it once and did an interview with an ex-con from Texas, but about what he could be looking forward to if he goes. But this is breaking it down right here. It says he could have easily walked away from the tent rather than escalating the verbal argument into a physical tragedy. And this is a jury. And yeah, like I said, you might look like a chump, might look like a sucker, might be the word of the town in high school the next day. And all the lovely ladies might want nothing to do with you because you look like, man, you're going to graduate. And it's going to be a whole nother ball game. No one even think about it in the real world when you get in the mix of things, man. High school's going to be a thing of the past, right? So I wish the youth could see this stuff, and many of the adults probably wish it too. But they're just so blinded like I was. There ain't nothing you can say or do. You just got to let them live out their own life. And Karmelo is living it out. And he's probably going to be living a long time of it in prison. Bad decisions. So hopefully some youth is listening, man. Just run, bro. Just run, man. Make a joke about it. Be like, man, yeah. I know how to hold them, fold them. But you gotta understand, if they didn't find him guilty, this could have happened, right? They would cite this case in every single self-defense case in Texas, and it's like pretty much nothing that caused him to kill this guy. Right? For the most part, when it comes to equal balance of physical violence, so if he was found not guilty, I mean, tons of other people probably get found not guilty based upon this case. And they got to think about that. It's just crazy. So can't let that happen. You can't let people just start taking self-defense in their own way and killing people behind it. You can't be stabbing people in the chest, man. That's absolutely insane. Even me in my insanity days. If I was going to stab someone, I knew I was going to stab them dead in the chest. Right? I'll slice them or something. That was back in the day when I was a maniac. I wasn't going to go to kill. It's just... So that's just unreal to me. But maybe he didn't think he was going to do such harm. A lot of people are so ignorant to the fact that how much a stab wound can actually inflict, or how vital or sensitive the body is. Man, once I tell people all the time, this body can be just like that, drained, completely gone with just a little piece of plexiglass, man. I'm telling you, I used to cover stories of inmates doing it, one slice. That's it. So be careful with your stabbing. I'm telling you, anybody out there planning on doing crap like that, man, chances are you'll be facing life or death in prison, man, because he ain't gonna make it. But under Texas law, deadly force must be immediately necessary. Prosecutors emphasize that Anthony could have easily walked away from the tent rather than escalating a verbal argument into a physical tragedy. Witness testimony. Over a multi-day trial, prosecutors presented security camera footage and called 21 witnesses, including multiple student athletes. Okay, a lot of these individuals, man, they are probably stand-up students, probably straight A's, never been in alumni type students, right? They ain't gonna lie. Surveillance footage, who testified Anthony was the primary aggressor in the confrontation. All the damn chips, like I said from the beginning, were stacked against him, and anyone who thought he was gonna get off on some self-defense, y'all haven't been in the courtroom enough. And look, it's simple. There's tons of courtroom footage on YouTube. We react to them almost daily over here on this channel, so you can subscribe here to learn a little more. Or you can just walk right into your normal. Before I even did YouTube, before I was a YouTuber, when I was bored, I would walk into the courtroom and watch people get smoked. Learn a little bit, and it was like live entertainment. Go walk in there, get in the damn pews, and watch this stuff play out, man. You'd be surprised. A lot of stuff you're doing now will probably send you to prison for a couple decades. You'd be surprised, right? So, let's get to I'm done, man. I'm yacked up on Colombian coffee here. Karmelo's guilty. Yes, he is. Anthony was tried as an adult under Texas state law because he was 17 at the time of the crime. He is legally ineligible. Legally ineligible for the death penalty before any kind of rumors start spiraling around, right? Is he going to get death? Or life without parole. But he faces a sentence of 5 to 99 years or life in prison. So that's a huge window. He's definitely going to be getting out of prison, right? Chances are. But 5 to 99 years, he could get 5 years of probation. Guilty of murder, 5 years probation, or they could do him all the way through. You gotta understand though, it says he is legally ineligible for the death penalty or life without parole. So he's gonna get paroled sooner or later. Regardless of his sentence, he's going to get parole. Let's be realistic here, man. Dude ain't got no criminal record. He might have been trying to want to be maybe at some point or right then at the moment be some kind of gangster or you know, whatever that he wasn't or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't do too much deep depth research into his, you know, street life. But his bad decision, you know, whatever the case is. I think he might learn from his mistakes, learn from it in prison. He could come out and be a successful, you know, individual. He could, you know, like I said, I was a maniac growing up. Luckily, I never got to old Karmelo's point. I had a little bit more common sense in that. Appreciate that, Katie. Uncle. They need to get rid of that. Uncler. They need to get rid of that, man. Bobby. I ain't no... Hold on, man. Am I sweating? Hope I'm not sweating. Unc ain't got nothing like that, man. That ain't no Unc. Karmelo, get the hell out my way, dude. Ain't no Unc. And I don't even go to gym. I ain't no man. Stop. I'm not even 40 yet. I'll be 40 this year, though. Then you could call me it. Karmelo. I don't know if he's even going to get sentenced today, though. They could, if I were to guess, by the popularity of everything, he's definitely going to be, they're definitely going to be continuing the sentencing phase, you know. And if I just know how things work, the drama of it all, man, geez. And during the sentencing, everyone's going to be anticipating sentencing. And I'm still sitting on my daughter's vanity stool because I couldn't take the Shaquille O'Neal computer chair lower lumbar systems anymore. They were blowing my back out. So I need to work on my posture. If this is my normal posture, my head's almost out of camera. That's how much I damn slouch. Jeez. Big Lenny. He passed away a while ago, didn't he, man? Damn. I know, I understand. Grieving is tough. But we gotta move on, man. We gotta move on. Thank God this guy's guilty. Yeah, you know, honestly, I say, like I say a lot of things to y'all, man. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it, so I told y'all so. Anybody watching it live? Are they starting the sentencing yet or anything? Let's see if he's been sentenced. Maybe he has. Let's see if they got a answer in there from the AI side of things. Has Nope, not yet. They're currently deliberating to determine his exact sentence. It says, because he was 17 years old at the time of the incident, capital punishment and life without parole are legally off the table, like I already said. However, under Texas law, he still faces a standard penalty range of 5 to 99 years or life in prison. The state also agreed to let the jury consider a sudden passion mitigating factor, which could potentially lower his baseline sentencing range to 2 to 20 years. Oh my goodness, let's look up this sudden passion mitigation. That's huge. Sudden passion mitigation, often referred to as the heat of passion defense. Oh, how is they allowing this? How are they allowing this? How is this a crime of passion, man? Pride? Is pride used as passion these days? Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Like I said, I just got this tooth removed today. This fake tooth right here, y'all. I am just soldiering with y'all right now. Heat of passion defense. And look, I was locked up with someone that came home. My cellmate, right? This dude came home. He lived in a trailer park. Hard day work. He was a hard day work. He's getting home, look forward to being with his old lady. Walked in and she was in his bed with another man, the neighbor in the trailer park, man. He said he pulled out a revolver and blasted his ass right there, point blank. Dude only got 3 years in prison for that. Crime of passion, man. My cellie, I couldn't believe it. When he came back to the cell, he had this weird, and he had the biggest biceps I've ever seen in my life. Dude was like a bodybuilder, but he was like 5'5". Tiny. Like Mighty Mouse. With a huge Playboy bunny tattooed on him, right? Black dude. And his bicep, I'll never forget, was massive. Unreal size. It was like a freaking blow-up arm. It was unreal, man. His whole bit, he was just huge dude. And I'll never forget, he came in with this smirk. I said, what happened, man? He's smiling. This is unheard of. I thought he was going to come back dead, silent, sick. He was so smart, man. He said, I can't remember, honestly, if it was 3 or 5. But I want to say 3. And, man, he got blessed. Let's put it like that. And he went home before I did. Because he was already done, did a bunch of time waiting. So he was pretty much out the gate. And but anyways, back to this. His was the heat of passion situation. So sometimes this stuff does play out, and that was one of them. Catch your old lady, maybe you got a bunch of kids, you're working every day, and you see something like that, man. You don't think, you black out and rage out, man. Kind of like when I lose in Call of Duty, you know. Maybe not to that extent. Oh. But a legal doctrine, I haven't played Call of Duty in quite a while. As a matter of fact, I quit, and a new one just ain't cutting it for me either. I don't think I'm cranking up anytime soon. Sorry, Randy, my friend. Sorry, man. Heat of passion defense is a legal doctrine that reduces the severity of a violent crime, usually murder, by recognizing that the defendant acted impulsively under intense emotional disturbance caused by legally adequate provocation. He might be able to get it. There was a ton of people probably agging things on. He could get this. You know what? And I said 20 years. I said 20 years before I even knew he had the crime of passion thing, and it drops it down to a 2 to 20. I think he's going to get this. Yup. I think he might just get this, and if he doesn't get this, he's going to get 20 regardless. 10. But you got to understand, you heard what they said. Under distress, someone could be feeling, I don't know, maybe he felt like he couldn't back down. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of if the judge allowed it, there has to be some kind of window for it, right? Some reason for it. It said the judge allowed it as a mitigating factor. Keep in mind, mitigating and aggravating, you hear all the time, factors. Mitigating factors is things that can help you lessen your time, and aggravating, I think you obviously know, is things like senselessly killing someone for no absolute reason at all is a aggravating factor to send you to the chamber or life in prison without parole, right? So maybe you didn't know, now you know. And I believe being 15 or however old he was as a juvenile is a mitigating factor as well. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, I already broke down all the factors on why he was found guilty, why he didn't choose his self-defense. If you want to run it back, you can. You can hit that like button, too, and subscribe, notification bell. Talk about lockup and crime-related content every single day, just about. Always in the courtroom trying to learn something because, of course, the schools didn't teach us. A couple things the schools should have added to the subjects is the courts. I guess they did when it comes to being an attorney. So, yeah, forgive me with that. But they definitely, in school somewhere, high school, they need to have like some kind of legal course every kid needs to take. Look, you do this, man, you be going to prison for 50 years, you little idiot, right? Something like that. And also, they need to put some tax courses in there for the future entrepreneurs, because I didn't know nothing about that when I first started this gig, man. And I'll tell you what, I about puked on myself in that damn TurboTax thing. I did my taxes after doing all this. You need to add some stuff, man. There's some very important things out here that people need to know, 20 for sure. Man, Brittany put some extra Colombian in that coffee, man. I'll tell you what. It's got me ready to go hit the Bach table. Chase a dragon. 30 to 1. While driving on the tail of the dragon. Very dangerous road. No, I don't drink the espresso, just regular coffee. Look, you want to become badass, man. You want to become rough, tough. Get your ass away from the weaponry and get into the damn MMA stuff. If I could run it back when I was a kid, man, I would have stuck with, the wrestling scene. And, I would have stayed away from the gangster scene, man, for sure. God, if only I could have turned my life around, man. It's so insignificant now, all that bull crap I put into that. It's like putting your money into something that would never come back to you, unless you're lucky and you end up doing good and you can rap off of your bad life or something like that. I don't know, but, it's very rare that type of stuff happens. But you want to be rough and tough, man. Get in them MMA things and get to learning how to train, how to defend yourself appropriately, and learn the rules, laws, and regulations of your state. And And let this be a rude awakening for anybody that thinks that was self-defense. It wasn't. If you think it is when it comes to you later on down the road, your chances are you're gonna get smoked as well. And probably far worse than what Carmelo's gonna get. Bobby chases a different kind of dragon, that's for sure. Where the hell is Bobby? Bobby! Where is he? He's supposed to be over here. I told him to be ready in case I need to smoke. Get Karmelo a little smoke. He must be over there at a neighbor's house again. He's became real close with the neighbor. Helped her garden one time. Now he goes in the house for snacks and stuff. Like, what the hell? Shoot, she's 72. Is this real? Yeah, it's real. I'm out of here though, man. We got enough of what we need to do. Let's see one more time if I can't believe someone called me an unk, man. With the donation one too. That's even worse. Unk on word is all right. It just, I don't mind it, but when you put it on blast like that with that donation thing, why would they even make that? Don't they know that unk is very hurtful to some people? Mind blown right now, man. And it's freaking June, right? It's Men's Health Month, you know? Gotta get our mental right, man. Fellas, our mental matters. I know a lot of us, all we look at and think we are is just, you know, grocery and electric bills, and that's about it, you know? We matter, man. We matter. I'm just playing. I don't even know why I'm looking at my phone. There ain't nothing else for me to read. Unk is better than Jit. Oh, I kind of like Jit. Jitterbug. I like Jit. Zit. Ain't young buck. I tell you what, getting your front tooth pulled. Whew, the after everything, I could pop it out right now and show you. It's a little like fake little thing. It's so tiny. It's amazing how this thing just sticks in there. And I just ate to give it a good test run, I ate a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and that thing is just like it's a freaking real tooth, man. It's unreal. $3 grand later. The whole thing when it's done is gonna be damn near $7 grand, man. Or 5-6 grand for one tooth. One tooth, man, from a jail fight from over 15 years ago. Still paying for it. It hung in there for a long time. As a matter of fact, I brought it home with me, and I took it out for a night of the town. One last go last night. Gave it a good chocolate peanut butter piece of cake from this area. It's like a 24-hour diner called City Cafe, man. They got the best cakes. So I gave the tooth one good night out in the town, you know, before we had to yank them. I got them bagged up downstairs. I keep them forever. Just like I got my wisdom teeth. I feel like I can't lose them, man. I can keep them a part of me, but y'all take care and, you know, be very thankful that you're not in Karmelo Anthony's shoes. And my heart and, you know, all that goes out for sure to the family and friends of the victim. You know, Metcalf, man, you know, a lot of his pictures, they just look like he was a very good kid. Very good kid, you know, but who knows? I don't know anything about anyone, but my heart does, and condolences go out to his family and friends, you know. Very tragic situation. A lot of people are going to learn from this. Hopefully people remember it. Till the next time, y'all be easy, be safe, and more importantly than anything, stay free. Stay away from physical violence at all costs. and weapons, you know, unless you know. I like to say I like to say, better not have been an jank. Appreciate that, Dylan. I like to say weapons open up windows that you don't want. So if you don't really need them around, man, just keep them the hell out of town, man, you know. Until the next time, though, y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.